This is a brief introduction to place and livability. The word livability means how suitable and enjoyable you think a place is to live in. How livable you find a place to be depends on your own wants and needs and whether they are met. What we like about places can depend on our age, income, cultural background, lifestyle, values, and beliefs. Most people agree that a livable place offers a temperate, mild climate, is easy to get around, is able to offer good healthcare, work, and education opportunities, is safe, is affordable, is diverse, is sustainable, and is attractive. The most livable cities as of 2015 respectively are Melbourne, Vienna, Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Adelaide, Sydney, Helsinki, Perth, and Auckland. The least livable cities as of 2015 respectively are Dhaka, Port Moresby, Lagos, Harare, Karachi, Algiers, Tripoli, Douala, Tehran, and Abidjan. Let's define a few terms now. Objective factors are measurable, whilst subjective factors are personal and emotional. If we use the idea of livability, we can see that climate, environmental quality, infrastructure, safety, stability, and access to healthcare and education are objective factors, and the others are all subjective factors. The term infrastructure means the facilities and services necessary for any community, city, or country to function. These can be buildings, electricity, roads, airports, and water supply. Sea change means moving from the city to near the beach. And finally, tree change means moving from the city to more rural areas such as the countryside. Let's move to air pollution. The six most common air pollutants are carbon monoxide, ground level ozone, lead, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter, and sulfur dioxide. Short-term exposures can worsen the heart and lung or cause respiratory problems. Long-term exposure can cause heart or lung disease and sometimes premature deaths. Governments can invest in wind and solar energy, as well as other renewable energy, to minimize burning of fossil fuels, which cause heavy air pollution. Individuals can use the train, bus, or bike when commuting. If we all do this, there will be less cars on the road and less toxic fumes polluting the environment. There are many strategies to improve livability. Good housing and infrastructure should be considered. A social and warm community, a good public environment, facilities and activities also play an important part in improving livability. Mobility and accessibility is crucial for urban life. Since 2/3 of the world's population will live in cities by 2050, we must begin to improve livability. The views of young people need to be taken into account when planning for more livable cities too. Some of the key livability factors relevant to a young population are public transport, an attractive and healthy natural environment, good schools and other educational facilities, a wide range of recreational environments for young people, and services for young people at risk. Let's do a comparison between a more livable city and a less livable city. Following up is a comparison between Tokyo and Dhaka. Population and population density. Tokyo has a population density of 6,158 people per square kilometer. The bustling capital of Japan, as shown in Figure 1, remains the largest urban area in the world, with approximately 37 million people. It is said that Tokyo's population will decrease in the following years. Dhaka, on the other hand, is the densest megacity in the world, with a population density of 298,366 people per square kilometer. The poor capital of Bangladesh has an ever-growing population of approximately 15 million people. Major industries. Tokyo is Japan's leading industrial center, having a highly diversified manufacturing base. Heavy industries are concentrated in other regions of Japan, whilst Tokyo strongly inclines towards light industry, for example, book printing, and the production of electronic equipment. Dhaka's major industries include jute, which is fiber from a tropical plant, processing, and the manufacture of chemicals, pharmaceuticals, which are medicinal drugs, textiles, leather goods, ceramics, and electronic products as well. Dhaka is also famous for its cottage industries, or confectionaries, and embroidery work. Access to water and sanitation. Tokyo has worked hard to maintain good drinking water and sanitation. Tokyo uses an effective system for water and sanitation utilities, and water is relatively easy to access. Meanwhile, Dhaka struggles with water, sanitation, and hygiene. Thousands of people die each year from waterborne diseases such as cholera, dysentery, typhoid, etc. With ever-growing population, clean water cannot be found, and these people often are forced to rely on unsafe well water. Sanitation is also very severe, as two-thirds of Dhaka's sewage is untreated. Waste is dumped into waterways, and public toilets aren't cleaned, which is extremely unhygienic. Public transport. Public transport is very developed in Tokyo. The main source of transport is Tokyo's rail network, which have clean and efficient surface trains and subways run by many operators, along with buses, trams, and monorails. All sorts of transport occur in Tokyo, including air travel and maritime transport. With continued economic growth and development, Dhaka is beginning to experience immense traffic congestion. But there are other ways about getting around Dhaka, like railways, see Figure 2, waterways, which are very dangerous and hundreds of people die each year in ferry accidents, and aviation flights from Shahjalal International Airport. Living space and type of structure. Tokyo is very organized and well structured. Everything is where it is most effective and efficient. But the living space is very small, and rent is very expensive, at sometimes up to £400. There is only enough room for one person and a few possessions, sometimes not even big enough for a single person to squeeze into at all. Most of Tokyo's infrastructure is high-rise buildings and apartments, which is shown in Figure 3, to squeeze as many people in one building as possible. Dhaka has poor and inefficient infrastructure, and it's very hard to build new infrastructure and also maintain the existing building. There isn't a lot of living space in Dhaka either, but since it is not as organized as Tokyo, space is even more limited, and Dhaka is struggling to find living space for everyone to live. Structure is very simple and disorganized, and is mostly squatter settlements, with only a few proper buildings. Waste disposal and management. In Tokyo, waste is being managed for the past few years. Progress has been made in terms of recycling initiatives, but it's not enough. There seems to be no end to the illegal dumping of construction waste, and many plastics continue to be sent to landfills without being effectively utilized. Tokyo is working currently to bring this issue down, introducing many projects to make a change and build a sustainable society. Due to a lack of infrastructure, knowledge for proper method, as well as technological assistance, Dhaka lacks an efficient garbage management system. Vehicles with old engines pollute the air and environment. Garbage clogs the roads, blocks the trains, and is literally everywhere. By the road, referred to Figure 4, around the parks, by the river and lakes, inside the trash cans, outside the trash cans, around the grocery shops, beside the kindergartens, and surrounding the playgrounds. But there are many other solutions though, including improving garbage collection mechanism, garbage incineration or destruction system, and a recycling system should be implemented to treat garbage in Dhaka. Education. In Tokyo, education is very advanced. It is quite similar to Australia's education, with public kindergartens, elementary or primary schools, and high schools. Education is compulsory, and this education system plays a central part in Japan's recovery from World War II. Dhaka may seem to be poor and have bad infrastructure, but it has the largest number of schools, colleges, and universities of any Bangladeshi city. The education system is divided into 5 levels: primary, from grade 1 to 5, junior, from grade 6 to 8, secondary from grade 9 to 10, higher secondary from grades 11 to 12, and tertiary. Education has been quite important in Dhaka, and since independence, Dhaka has established many educational colleges and universities. There are currently 52 universities in Dhaka. Access to healthcare. There is easy access to healthcare in Tokyo. Their health standards are amazing. Food and water are safe to consume everywhere. Everyone has medical insurance covered by the government's national health insurance. There are many hospitals in Tokyo. Some are private run, some are associated universities, and religious groups run some too. Dhaka also struggles with healthcare. As slums expand, there is a lack of healthcare that is leaving the poor vulnerable. Hospitals are already unable to meet the growing demand for treatment and services. Many people are reluctant to access hospital or clinic-based services due to hidden costs. No healthcare facilities are provided in the slums either. Hope you learned something today and thank you for watching this video. See ya!